Forgetting deadlines is one of the most common and frustrating challenges for children with ADHD. Homework due dates, birthdays, school projects, even play dates, they just seem to slip away. It is not because these things do not matter, it is because time itself feels different for a child with ADHD. Many parents describe it as living in the now or the not now. If something is happening at this very moment, it captures attention. If it is scheduled for later, even later in the same day, it almost vanishes into thin air until the deadline arrives and panic sets in. This experience has a name. It is called time blindness. And it explains why long-term deadlines often do not feel real for kids with ADHD until it is already too late. Understanding this concept is essential because it changes how parents, teachers, and caregivers respond. Instead of assuming irresponsibility or laziness, we begin to see that the brain is processing time itself in a different way. To grasp this better, imagine a child named Liam. His teacher assigns a science project that is due in 2 weeks. For many students, 2 weeks provides a comfortable window to plan, gather supplies, and complete the assignment step by step. For Liam, however, 2 weeks feels like forever. The project does not register as urgent or even relevant. Each day passes and his focus is drawn to whatever is happening right in front of him. A math worksheet, a new video game, a friend knocking on the door. Suddenly, the night before the deadline arrives, and Liam realizes he has barely started. What follows is stress, tears, and a rushed effort that leaves everyone frustrated. His parents may call him careless, his teacher may say he is unmotivated. But in truth, Liam's brain simply did not process the passing of time the way others do. This challenge extends beyond schoolwork. Birthdays are forgotten, even of close friends and family. A child may truly love and care about their sibling, but the date slips their mind every year. Playdates are missed, not because the child does not value friendship, but because the event was not in their immediate now. For children with ADHD, the future feels abstract. Unless something is made visible and concrete, it struggles to hold space in their awareness. The science behind this lies in executive function, the brain's set of skills for planning, organizing, and managing time. In ADHD, the prefrontal cortex, which handles these tasks, works less efficiently. This means that estimating how long something will take, remembering when it is due, and prioritizing tasks becomes an uphill battle. The brain does not automatically create a timeline for the future. Instead, everything that is not happening right now gets filed into the vague category of not now. This explains why children with ADHD may hyperfocus on building a Lego set for hours, but forget entirely about the assignment due tomorrow. The brain prioritizes stimulation and urgency over distant responsibility. Parents often ask how to help their child manage this kind of forgetfulness. The first step is to remove blame. Telling a child you are so irresponsible or why can't you just remember only adds shame and does nothing to build skills. Instead, the focus should shift to external supports that make time visible and tangible. Visual calendars are one of the most effective tools. A large wall calendar placed in the child's bedroom or study area can show clearly when assignments are due, when events are scheduled, and when milestones are approaching. Using bright colors for different types of tasks makes it even easier. For example, red for school projects, blue for family events, green for sports, and yellow for fun activities. This way the child can see at a glance what is coming up, rather than relying on abstract memory. Sticky notes can be another powerful tool. A note on the bathroom mirror that says project due Friday or soccer practice today at 4 keeps the deadline in the child's immediate now, where their attention naturally gravitates. Over time, these small reminders build a bridge between the present and the future. Digital alarms also play a big role. Phones, tablets, and smartwatches can all be programmed with alerts that remind the child not just once, but repeatedly as a deadline approaches. For instance, a reminder could go off 3 days before a project is due, then again the night before, and finally on the morning itself. The repeated nudges help translate not now into now at the right moments. Another important strategy is breaking large tasks into smaller, steppy-step goals. A child who is told, "Write a 10-page report," will almost certainly procrastinate until the last minute because the task feels overwhelming and abstract. But if the assignment is broken into "write 1 paragraph today, find 2 sources tomorrow, make an outline the next day," suddenly the work becomes manageable. Each small step creates a mini deadline that feels immediate and therefore more achievable. Parents and teachers can support this by helping the child create timelines with checkpoints along the way. At school, teachers can use visual aids to keep deadlines visible. A countdown chart on the wall that shows 5 days left until the project is due keeps urgency alive in a concrete way. Weekly check-ins where the child shows progress also reinforce accountability. Instead of waiting until the final deadline to evaluate work, progress is tracked consistently. This not only helps the child, but also reduces the stress of last-minute surprises. At home, families can build routines that support time awareness. For example, having a daily check-in at breakfast where everyone shares what is on their schedule for the day. This practice keeps upcoming events in the child's mind and models planning behavior. Parents can also encourage children to pack school bags the night before, laying out everything needed for the next day. This reduces the chaos of the morning and reinforces preparation as a habit. Beyond tools and routines, it is vital to understand the emotional side of time blindness. Children with ADHD often feel embarrassed when they forget important events. They may feel like they are disappointing people over and over again. This shame can lead to avoidance, where the child stops trying altogether because they feel doomed to fail. Building empathy is crucial. Parents can reassure their child by saying, "I know remembering deadlines is hard for you. Let's figure out how to make it easier." This collaborative approach builds trust and shows the child they are not alone in their struggle. It is also worth noting that adults with ADHD experience the same challenges. Time blindness does not magically disappear with age. Many adults report missing bill payments, arriving late to appointments, or struggling to complete projects at work. The strategies that help children, calendars, alarms, task breakdowns, remain just as useful in adulthood. Teaching these skills early gives children a foundation they can carry into their future. While structure and reminders are powerful, balance is important too. Children with ADHD also need space to build confidence and autonomy. This means gradually shifting responsibility to them as they grow. For example, a parent might start by writing reminders for every task. Over time, they can encourage the child to create their own sticky notes or set their own phone alarms. This gradual transfer of responsibility helps build independence while still providing support. Schools can play a crucial role in reducing the negative impact of time blindness. Allowing flexible deadlines when appropriate, offering assignment planners, and teaching time management explicitly are all ways to help. Some schools have adopted color-coded homework folders where each subject is clearly marked, reducing confusion and missed assignments. Others provide digital platforms where students and parents can track due dates together. These systems remove some of the burden from memory and make deadlines harder to miss. There are also therapeutic strategies that can help children manage time. Cognitive behavioral therapy often includes exercises for planning and prioritizing. Coaches who specialize in ADHD can work with families to design personalized systems that align with the child's strengths. For example, a child who loves technology might use a smartwatch to keep reminders, while a more artistic child might prefer colorful charts and drawings. The goal is always to make time concrete and to connect future tasks with the present moment. Another key factor is sleep. Children with ADHD often struggle with inconsistent sleep schedules, and fatigue only worsens time blindness. A tired brain has even more difficulty organizing, prioritizing, and remembering deadlines. Families should prioritize consistent bedtime routines, reducing screen time before bed, and creating calming rituals that promote rest. When the brain is well rested, executive functions operate more effectively. Physical activity can also help. Exercise increases dopamine and norepinephrine in the brain, chemicals that support attention and motivation. A child who exercises regularly is better equipped to stay on task and manage responsibilities. Movement breaks throughout the day not only release energy, but also reset focus. For children with ADHD, incorporating activity into daily routines can indirectly support better time management. Parents should also keep in mind that perfection is not the goal. No system will eliminate forgetfulness entirely. Even with calendars, alarms, and structure, there will still be times when deadlines are missed. The key is progress, not perfection. Celebrating small successes, such as remembering a playdate on their own or completing part of a project ahead of time, reinforces growth. Over time, these small victories build confidence and show the child that they are capable of improvement. Ultimately, forgetting deadlines is not a sign of laziness or irresponsibility in children with ADHD. It is a neurological challenge tied to how their brain processes time. By understanding this, parents and teachers can replace frustration with compassion and punishment with practical tools. Visual calendars, sticky notes, alarms, and step-by-step breakdown turn abstract future tasks into tangible, manageable steps. Emotional support reduces shame and builds resilience. And gradually, with consistent practice, children learn to bridge the gap between now and not now. In conclusion, what looks like simple forgetfulness is really the ADHD brain needing external reminders to stay on track. By making time visible, predictable, and structured, children can better prepare, reduce last-minute stress, and experience success. The journey requires patience and creativity, but it is absolutely possible. Each reminder, each supportive routine, and each small victory builds toward a future where deadlines no longer feel like overwhelming surprises, but manageable milestones. With the right strategies, children with ADHD can not only remember deadlines, but also thrive in their responsibilities, building skills that will serve them for a lifetime.